What is going on, Trash Talkers? We are back with another video for you today. Today, we are going to be talking about LaMelo Ball being arguably the steal of the NBA draft. That's right, you heard it here first. LaMelo Ball being the absolute number one overall pick, or should have been at least. We're going to break down a little bit of what LaMelo Ball has done versus some of his other rookies and explain why the Charlotte Hornets were able to fleece the other teams in the draft and get LaMelo Ball at number 3. All that and much more coming your way right now. All right, Nick. Well, LaMelo Ball, listen, you've been talking about this guy for years. I mean, he's what, 16 years old and you were talking about him?
I was talking about him since he was a freshman at Chino Hills.
All right. Well, I'll let you take the floor then because here we go.
Yeah, I mean, I love LaMelo, and I've been saying it since day one. LaMelo Ball is better than Lonzo Ball. No one wanted to admit it. Look, Lonzo was great in college. He had a great run in March Madness, and then he comes to the NBA, and he doesn't look so good, but then look, he's putting it together in New Orleans, and then everybody's like, well, LaMelo's not as good as him. LaMelo's success overseas is not going to translate to the NBA. Guess what? It has. And he's not even a starter. And he's playing just as well as James Harden, Steph Curry. Yeah, and if you don't believe me, go look at the stats. They're near identical. LaMelo Ball is amazing. He's making the Hornets look like a playoff contender. It's unbelievable. The team is terrible, but because of him, they look fantastic. LaMelo Ball is a show by himself. He doesn't need a cast, apparently. I thought he might need some supporting cast. Apparently not. You know, you might have Gordon Hayward going off for 28 in the first half of one game, but it's LaMelo Ball consistently putting in the time on the court, getting rebounds, getting assists, putting up buckets. This man can do it all. He's not perfect. No, not yet. He might be. LaMelo Ball is severely underrated. He's much better than Anthony Edwards so far, much better than James Wiseman so far. He's had more of an impact for the Hornets than either of those guys have for their respective teams. LaMelo Ball should have been the number one pick in the draft because Anthony Edwards is doing nothing to help the Timberwolves right now.
It's almost like I might have said that in an other video that we did. Oh, you mean the most disliked video on YouTube? Yeah, I called it. Anthony Edwards was not and should not have been the number one overall pick. He's not LaMelo Ball. It's just that simple. I mean, LaMelo Ball is currently averaging 12.5 points per game, 7 rebounds, and 6 assists. From the bench. He's not even starting it, as you pointed out, Nick. And I can't really put my brain around the fact that people think that, you know, Anthony Edwards was rightfully taken over him when if you scroll down on the stats list to wherever he ends up, 13.6 points per game, so 1 more point per game, 2 rebounds, 2 assists. What are we doing? And the Timberwolves are the worst team in the NBA.
He's a real contributor. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, the other night he played against the Spurs, and guess what? He ended up with 0 points in 25 minutes of gameplay.
That's going to help them out.
0 points.
Yeah.
He's a real contributor, huh? So anyway, before, all those idiots who come back from the Anthony Edwards video and, they want to hate on me here, let me just tell you a little bit about LaMelo Ball. All right. There's a lot of times where a first-year player doesn't really get to see the floor unless they're a top pick or like one of those bona fide stars. Or, essentially they just don't get to carve out a role, especially when they're hitting the bench this early on. If they're not starting, it's usually, just here and there. I have to say that LaMelo Ball is the difference for the Charlotte Hornets. They ended last year 23-42. Right now, they're 6-5. I mean, they're on pace to be much better than they were. And yes, a lot of that does come from Gordon Hayward's addition. But I have to say the majority actually comes from LaMelo Ball. I think his efficiency as a player, both offensively and defensively, has helped them tremendously. Their ability to play their style of basketball and do what the things that were trying to do last year. Now they have the guy who can take that bona fide number one role. Now we need to get him into the starting lineup and see what he can do. But overall, LaMelo Ball is just that guy. I mean, you take a look at some of the stats here, but he's averaging, like I said, 12 points, 7 rebounds, 6 assists, and he's number one in player efficiency when it comes to the rookies. You can't get much better than that.
Yeah, he might be lacking as far as points per game goes, but he's making up for it with his assists. He's making guys like Gordon Hayward look good. He's helping their game improve. Terry Rozier making him look good as well. He's helping his supporting cast out. He may not have to have a great game with shooting well, but he's going to facilitate well. He's going to help on defense. He's going to get boards. This guy is getting boards like he's a center. It's
I want to cut in here. He's getting more rebounds per game off the bench than James Wiseman is as the starting center for the Golden State Warriors. I mean, average per game, 7, 6. That's an entire rebound per game that he is averaging as a point guard or as a shooting guard.
Yeah.
I mean, what are we it's absolutely incredible. And LaMelo Ball being the first rookie with the triple-double, just absolutely incredible to me.
Yeah, it's just unbelievable that Anthony Edwards is a pure forward. You have James Wiseman, who's a pure center. LaMelo Ball is a positionless player. He's the only one of his kind from this draft class, and he was taken number 3. That's just such disrespect.
It is, and I want to clarify, he wasn't the first player, the first rookie. He was the youngest player to ever record a triple-double. And
even more impressive.
We're talking about a guy who's, 19 years old?
Yeah.
I mean, he doesn't even know how to spell the word prime, let alone talk about the prime of his career. So at this point, we are in store for an incredible show in Charlotte. Michael Jordan found his guy, his franchise star that he's been lacking for such a long time. They found this guy, and I believe that LaMelo Ball is the future of the NBA.
The last time we were talking about a guard of this caliber, his name was Luka Doncic. Just remember that.
Some big shoes to fill. All right, well, that's going to do it for now. Make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel. Over 90% of you are still not subscribed to the channel. What are you doing? Subscribe to the channel. If you any comments on here that we appreciate and like, and if we see that you're liked and subscribed, will be featured in upcoming videos. Make sure to hit the notification bell to make sure that your comment is featured and you get to see it live. That'll be all for now. Thank you for watching. Peace and love.